So you're thinking about selling some real estate. Great, you're watching the right video because I'm going to explain how to sell your home in Southern Oregon, or property for that matter, the right way. So listen up for a couple minutes here where we dive in and share some key information like how to sell your home for top dollar and how to sell your home fast. Hey, I'm Brian Simmons. I'm a licensed real estate agent here in Southern Oregon with eXp Realty. So if you're looking for a Medford Oregon Realtor or a Grants Pass Oregon or Ashland, Oregon, I am here and I would love to be the one to help you buy or sell real estate anywhere in Southern Oregon. And I know you might be thinking, well, that's great, Brian, but what makes you any different than the other 1,000 realtors in Southern Oregon? Good question, and that's exactly what I'm going to answer for you on this video. So let's dive into it. I don't want to bore you with a bunch of details about my qualifications, so I'll just blast through that really quickly. I graduated from the University of Oregon in 2007 with a degree in business. I got my real estate license in 2018, and I've sold around a couple hundred homes since then. Enough to be a top producer in Southern Oregon and top 3% of the 90,000 or so agents at my brokerage. Why does that matter to you? Because I've been through a lot of situations that can come up and I know how to navigate through them to keep a transaction together and moving forward towards the closing table. And that's very important. But don't all agents do that? Unfortunately, no. There's a lot of agents out there who get their ego involved and get very emotional during negotiations, and they make it more about them flexing their muscle and winning a negotiation about some insignificant issue rather than keeping their focus on your goal, which is to actually close on the sale of your home. That's something I take a lot of pride in, is my ability to work with all parties to find solutions that are agreeable for everyone involved. So when the appraisal comes in short of value, or when an inspection report reveals, some surprising news, that's where you want to have an agent with a level head and experience to know how to keep the deal together. But how are you going to sell my home for top dollar or sell my home fast? Well, those are great questions, and believe it or not, I hear them pretty frequently. So let me explain my approach. First, it starts with understanding what your goal is. Is it more important for you to sell for top dollar or to sell fast? Everyone would like to have both, of course, and that's certainly a possibility. But if you had to pick one or the other, what does your specific situation prioritize? It's important for us to start with that level of clarity. And from there, we talk about a few key things like presentation, pricing, and promotion. For example, how does the home or property present to a potential buyer? Think like curb appeal and move-in readiness. Does the presentation align with your goal of selling for top dollar or a quick sale? If there's some things that need to be touched up or cleaned up, I have a team of professionals who can help, from cleaners to handymen, plumbers to painters, landscapers, property cleanups, dump runs, whatever it is. I will happily coordinate all of those things to ensure the presentation of your home is in alignment with your goal. So that kind of summarizes the presentation side of things. Pricing, on the other hand, is the big scary topic that a lot of people just don't really like to talk about, but it's absolutely critical that we get it right. And I'm a certified pricing strategy advisor, which is a designation that less than 3% of realtors across the nation have earned. And what that means to you is that I've been trained to analyze the market data and comparable sales to recommend a list price that is in alignment with your goal. If you end up going too low, you risk leaving money on the table. If you go too high, you risk having little action and sitting on the market for too long, and then buyers start to wonder what's going on while you start to slash the price and often end up lower than where you should have been, because now you have to overcome that what's wrong with it factor to even get buyers to want to see it in person. Then sometimes the sellers get upset with the agent because they aren't bringing any new buyers, and maybe you find a new agent who ultimately suggests a price that you should have listed at the beginning. But now you've burned a couple months worth of time where you could have had it sold and moved on to your next adventure. It's really not a good experience for anyone when the home is overpriced. This is probably a good time to caution you that there are agents who will sit down with you and give you some pie in the sky number to try to get you to list with them. That is their strategy, to tell you what they think you want to hear. Then when the home doesn't sell, they come to you for a price reduction, and then another one, and then another one, until you finally get the home listed at a reasonable price. And in my experience, you're much better starting off with the right list price, and that's something that I am uniquely qualified to be able to recommend to you. I have several examples available to share of listings that I didn't get where I recommended a price, they went with another agent who told them the number that they wanted to hear, only to have the home sit on the market for months, even up to 6 months or more, with multiple price reductions, and eventually sell right at the range I initially suggested. And it's a sad story, and I really hate to see it, and I don't want that to happen to you. Now let's talk about the third area, which is promotion. And this is probably my favorite area because I have a ton of fun promoting my listings and getting thousands of eyes on them. I'm going to share how my approach to promotion is different from so many other agents out there. And to explain that, I'm going to first start with what most agents do. So when you list with a typical agent, they're going to snap some pictures on their iPhone, throw the listing on the MLS, maybe throw some signs in the ground, and then if you're really, really lucky, they'll even share a link to it on Facebook and tell some folks in their office. Then they wait. And if nothing happens, then they just keep on waiting. And maybe you've experienced something like this before. It can be incredibly frustrating as a seller to have no idea what is going on or what the agent is doing to try to sell your home. My strategy for promotion is very, very different and has been very effective. Here's the key points. We start by marketing before it even hits the market with a coming soon video. And this is a short form video like you would see on Facebook Reels or YouTube Shorts, and it includes some basic information about the home and a teaser to get people interested in learning more and a call to action of attending the open house. More on that in a second. Then when the listing becomes active, we do another short form video, this one in the form of a high-speed tour of the home with another call to action of attending the open house or contacting me to schedule a private showing. Then we actually have that open house, and we really like to do it on the first weekend that the listing is active, okay? And that's where we try to promote it on those videos. So we then door knock the neighborhood to ensure that everyone is aware of the open house and the listing in general, and we invite all the neighbors to a special VIP open house that happens before the normal one gets started. In addition to all that, I create several really nice eye-catching posts for social media, and I pay to have those targeted at folks who match our ideal buyer. And Facebook kind of restricts what we can do there pretty heavily due to fair housing, but we do the best that we can to ensure that the posts are getting in front of the people who are looking to buy real estate. On top of all that, we ensure that your listing is featured on all the main websites that buyers go to research homes, like Zillow and Realtor.com, Facebook Marketplace, and many, many more. So the strategy here is really simple. It's to get maximum exposure. Get the listing in front of as many eyes as possible, because if 10,000 people see it, then that's 10,000 opportunities for someone to think, hey, that looks like a great home for me, or my friend, or my brother, or my coworker, who they know is planning to move to Southern Oregon. Let me share a couple examples of how I've promoted some of my listings in the past. So if you want to sell your home for top dollar, presentation and promotion are incredibly important. It's gotta look the part and be seen by loads of people to get that maximum exposure and drive competition. This is a home in Grants Pass where the sellers took jobs across the country and needed to sell for top dollar to get into a new home in the area that they were relocating to. So they got the home looking fantastic, and I promoted it like crazy. And 4 days later, we had it sold for $26,500 over the asking price. It wasn't necessarily their goal to sell fast, but it happened like that, and they were absolutely thrilled about that. Here's a couple other pictures so you can see how nice and neat they had it on the inside and outside. Now, if you want to sell your home fast instead, pricing and promotion are the most important pieces there. It's got to be priced to sell, and that's the draw for people. I've seen this strategy lead to bidding wars and end up with the price way above what we originally set, like this scenario. This duplex is a great example. The seller didn't want to do any work to it, just wanted an as-is sale and to get it sold quickly. So we priced it to sell, promoted the heck out of it, and 4 days later, we got multiple offers and it sold for $25,000 over asking price. So as you can see in the pictures, the presentation was not the priority. It was priced right, we promoted the heck out of it, and we got a lot of attention, and the seller loved the end result. And last but definitely not least, I want to show you an example of a home being able to really get both. So these sellers wanted both to sell quickly and for top dollar, but the priority was on top dollar more so than selling quickly. They had the home looking perfect, and we had it priced strategically to create competition, and it worked. We had 6 or 7 offers, and we sold it for $76,000 over the asking price all over the weekend. They had this place looking absolutely perfect. So just check out a couple of these pictures and you'll see this is a model of what the home should look like if you want it to be just nail your presentation and really draw in those buyers. They did a fantastic job. I have plenty more examples to share with you, so if you'd like to see more before you make a decision, just let me know. So by first starting off with that clarity around what your goal is, I will help you achieve that by utilizing the presentation, pricing, and promotion formula that I just shared. So I hope this helps to answer your question of how to sell your home in Southern Oregon and what I do differently to sell your home fast or to sell your home for top dollar, whatever your goal may be. And I'd love to help you accomplish that goal. So if you'd like to have that conversation, use the link in the description of this video to set up an online meeting with me, or just shoot me a call or a text on my direct number, 541-954-7758, if that's easier for you. Make sure you check out my playlist called Essential Resources for Home Buyers and Sellers for more great information to help prepare you for your upcoming transaction. And don't forget to click that subscribe button if you want to see the newest videos that I'm making about the local real estate market and living in Southern Oregon. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.